What up, G?
What up, bitch?
Yeah.
It's all good, bro. Where's your voice?
It's been a rough week. I fell sick, and I'm just off of 2 days of DSTV Delicious.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a rough couple of days.
Where are we at?
Episode 35.
It's a special one.
It's a very special episode because the lady who's on the episode today specifically asked
For this number.
Where are we?
Physically, we are in ATL.
Atteridgeville.
Not Atlanta. I said to somebody the other day, I was like, I'm going to ATL. They're like, are you going to Atlanta? I'm like,
Atlanta, guy.
I wish I was going to Atlanta, bro.
So this is actually my home. This is my hood.
Your hood.
It's my hood. It's where I grew up. My grandmother, my parents, my mother's side of the family literally are all within walking distance of where we are right now. But we're sitting at a spot called Black.
BLK.
Black? Or do they call it BLK?
I think it's Black. It says what? Black Lounge Nights. BLK.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
alright. So shout out to the guys in Black for letting us shoot here. Without further ado, let's get our guest into the hot seat, and we'd like to introduce you to episode 35's Entrepreneur Spotlight, Modilati Masipa. Welcome to the show. That's the best way the show has ever started, actually.
Hey.
Welcome. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, so welcome to Off the Record. As we said, thank you again for gracing us with your presence
You're
on the
welcome.
show. First of all, let's get one thing out of the way. Why episode 35?
We're being
Before that,
natural,
no,
right?
Yeah,
We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, oh yes, we haven't done that.
Think counts?
Cheers. Yeah.
35, it's really not that deep. You know? It's because this year was my 35th birthday.
Yeah.
So because I like things to make sense, that is why I specifically asked, to be given episode 35 just because of that. So it's really not that deep.
So it's just
maybe because I'm presenting and rather
OCD. That was very OCD.
So you basically just wanted the numbers to coincide.
To make sense.
To make sense. Who is Modilati? Give us a little bit of history of what it is you do and who you are and where you're from.
Okay, Libito, I can split into sorts, right?
You can speak.
It's your channel now.
It's your show.
It's your
Today is all
episode
you.
now.
If you want this whole episode, it's up to you.
Okay, no problem. So Modilati Masipa, born and bred in Atteridgeville.
Yep.
I know because everybody would always say like, okay, you're from Atteridgeville, but where's home?
Yeah.
I was literally born 5 minutes away from home, so my mother could have literally walked home from California.
Yeah.
So that is the only home that I've ever known. I'm a designer, a fashion designer, mainly focused on African wear, as you can see.
Yeah. She's the brightest on the show so far.
My main focus is traditional wear. I'm under the brand Venzuse.
Okay.
Venzuse, if you split it apart, it's African languages.
Okay.
So VEN is Venda,
Okay.
ZU is Zulu, and SE is Sebek. So when you put it together and say Venzuse, it sounds more
French.
internationally palatable. In a sense,
It sounded so French. I'm like, okay.
But it really does, and it's so dope that it goes back to the language.
Yes, because I wanted it to be internationally sellable, but I wanted it to remain who I was.
That is very dope.
Which is an African-based designer, which is what is true to my heart.
How did you get into design?
Fashion design.
Fashion design.
I started sewing from a very, very early age. I think at the age of 9, 10, I already had a sewing machine. And I wasn't the girl that sewed for dolls. I always wanted to sew for people. So even at 9, 10, I was maneuvering fabrics to fit myself. So I've never actually done the doll dressing thing, to be honest. I just always wanted to
dress people.
To dress moving and living people. Look, when I was younger, I wanted to do law. Funny enough. But I think when I look back into who I was and who I've always been, even through high school, I was making my own clothes. I've always been into color. I've always been into this and that. When I look back, I'm like, okay, but this is, your path has always been mapped to be a designer.
Sure.
But I guess back then I didn't quite yet term it. That I wasn't that girl in primary school that said I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Sure.
You know, but I think when, like I said, when I look back at all the years, I've always somewhat been a fashion designer. You know?
How did you get into it? Did you go to school for it? Did you study? Did you...
After matric, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I said, you know.
So you definitely maybe with the ideas of law and whatever.
Exactly. No, but law was already out. Law was primary school.
Okay.
High school was just a big mess. High school, I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. You know. So after high school, then I took a gap year. Well, I took 2 gap years, and I went to England.
Okay.
And there I did all things useless, you know?
You're living your youth.
Look, I was 18, 19, you know.
That's when you must do those types of things.
No, I'm glad I did them then because now I just want to chill, relax, and actually start making some real money, you know? I always knew I was an entrepreneur. Even in primary school, I was the girl that sold chewing gum and sweets and stuff like that, you know. The teachers are like, where are you guys getting all this gum, you know?
And it was illegal to have gum.
Nobody knows, you know. I used to bake as well, you know, so I've always been in the entrepreneurial fields. Anyway, moving on. So my mom calls me in England, you know, she's like, so have you decided what you want to do? I'm like, Mom, I think I want to buy taxis.
Wow.
You know, so I was that typical last born all over the place. I know, right? How Ndila Mara, you know? Ndila's my nickname at home, you know, how Ndila Mara, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, and I've thought about it, and there's a lot of money there, you know, and then we never spoke about it, you know, because I think my mom was really done to it.
She probably didn't take it seriously. Whatever.
She's like, this is what I'm going on.
We spent all that money, Rawisa England thing, you know, and now you want to come back.
What are we getting to?
You know, so anyway, fast forward to when I came back. When I came back, that's actually when I decided that I wanted to study fashion design.
Okay.
But even then, I didn't know that was actually really what I wanted to do. It was just, I think I was backed up in a corner and my parents needed answers. And this was one thing that I knew I was good at, you know. So I was like, okay, no, it's fine. Let me study fashion design. You know? And I guess that's, you know, the rest is history.
Yeah. How's business? Like, how's it going? Are you enjoying what you're doing still?
Look, I love what I do.
Yeah.
135%.
I didn't see that one coming.
Oh man.
I love what I do because it centers me. You know, it's very hard to describe how my work makes me feel to other people.
Okay.
Because then you just seem like you're nuts, you know. But I mean, this is
It's
one.
like that with passions.
But it's a creative thing as
you
well.
know, like how I don't accept fabrics from other people for me to make, you know, because I have this thing where I want to connect with the fabric first.
Okay.
You know, so a big part of what I do is the shopping for the fabric experience. And I take that very, very seriously. You know, like if I'm in the fabric store, I can spend like a good 5, 6, 7 hours in a fabric store, just literally walking around.
So,
And that's
so you're not that
literally-
person where mutu like a fabric hey, Chara, kupon kids 1, 2, 3.
No, please don't make me do that.
But what if I have fabric and I want pants done? Then...
No, but then you are coming to me as a seamstress, and I am a designer. I'm an all-in-one. You know,
I get that. It's like almost.
I'm a designer with seamstress ability. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
You know,
We'll take that one. We'll take.
Because if you're a seamstress, you're literally the person that just brings an idea to life.
Yeah.
Based on what I put out to you, you know. So I'm the person that creates from scratch.
So what is your design aesthetic? What type of clothing do you make, and what is marriage material?
Okay, Marriage Material actually started last year under the umbrella of Venzuse.
Okay.
So just last year I rebranded to Marriage Material by Venzuse, you know. And Marriage Material, well, from a perspective that every girl growing up, you know, you aspire to be somebody's marriage material. But also from a literal sense that I use material. It's material, you know.
I love the concept when I read it the first time because when you read it, it immediately tells you what it is.
What it is,
And
yeah.
I really love that about it. So
I'm big on energy as well, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
Is it? So
Big time.
everything that I draw towards myself has somewhat been thought of
And you manifest
prior,
it,
and I manifested in a sense, you
powerful.
know. So Venzuse, if you look at my logo, right, it's well, I call them squiggles, you know. I'm not a graphics guy, you know. So it looks like Zs. On the top, and then at the bottom it's written Venzuse.
Yeah.
If you actually, after I came up with the marriage material, right? If you turn those Z's like that, it actually becomes two M's. Which becomes marriage material.
Wow.
Now get this, which is also my initials, Modilati Masipa.
Oh my God.
Hello. You know,
So you like OCD to the soul, like to your like entire core, your entire being is like OCD.
I never realized I am up until times like these when I actually have to talk about it. You know? Because it's normal in my world and I don't have to explain it.
Yeah, but you know what's really cool? I think, and I can relate to it, you know, pretty well and I think it's a creative thing. When you're a creative person and you're an ideas person and you're somebody who manifests things from nothing, when you do marriage material, are you just making stuff for the ladies?
What I am good at and what I'm confident with, it's ladies' wear. But obviously if you're a lady and you're coming and we need to match the garment for your husband, you know? Yeah, exactly, you know? Because another reason why marriage material, I'm big on family. Again, you know, it has to make sense. You know, so I genuinely believe in marriage. You know, so when people come to me and they trust me to be a part of that process, look, I am all in, you know, I'm like, guys, I pray you have the kids that you want, you know, I pray you raise them well, I pray, you know, everything within the marriage ceremony goes well, you know, it's not just about clothes when it comes to me. But then again, marriage material, I'm not saying ladies that are not getting married should not come to me, you know. You know? But I think you would benefit more if you aspire to be married to the love of your life.
So with Venzuse,
use it as a marketing tool, you know, like I wear marriage material because
I am marriage material.
I am marriage material on the search to find my marriage material.
Manifesting that marriage material. So you ladies, you heard that, you know, you don't have to be getting married to be in marriage material, you know. So your brand now, is it marriage material as a whole, or you still have stuff that you put out there as Venzuse and not marriage material, or is the brand?
Okay, marriage material is now my focus. Okay, so it's under the umbrella Venzuse. Under that, I've got marriage material, and then I've also got a range of black dresses.
Okay.
Because I'm black.
It's not that deep, right? It wasn't that deep.
I love the simplicity. It just makes sense.
You know, so I call that, you know, taken from the ladies' dress is called an LBD, little black dress. So mine is a BBD, which is a Venzuse black dress. You know, so those are what I've got.
So how's business? Are you booming? Are you making money? Are you happy? Are you busy?
Look, the thing is, I'm very happy, but my bank account
is not happy.
It's not yet happy. Another thing, I've just partnered actually just recently with Toys with Roots.
Okay.
Another thing that makes sense, you know, with what I'm doing. So they are creating a range of black dolls.
Okay. Oh wow.
You know, growing up, I think.
So finally you're making clothes for dolls.
Look at that, you know.
You come full circle.
And only to go back where I should have started. The doll's name is Lali, so I'll be making marriage material for Lali.
Lali, what challenges do you come across doing what you do?
Look, I think naturally money.
That was
money is the biggest challenge, you know, because once you have money, then you can get the help and you can mass produce. Because now remember, like with China infiltrating. Like now we're living in a time where you can buy influence.
Sure,
you know?
absolutely.
And I think now it's even worse than back then. And I think now money really, you can literally buy anything.
Yeah, true.
And influences.
Happiness too.
I agree.
Money can buy me happiness.
Yo,
I am not against money buying happiness.
The main challenge with me was the finding myself.
Okay.
Where I want to be as an artist.
Yeah.
I think that's very important because most of the time when you're an artist and you're growing and you're somewhat a first generation entrepreneur in your family.
Sure.
You don't have that person that says, no, maybe you shouldn't go this route, you should go that route. You know? So every single thing that I've learned, it's because I have failed at something.
Sure.
Oh,
That's powerful.
wow. That's been the most challenging thing, like to eventually get to Marriage Material.
Yeah.
Look, I've been in the industry for 10 years, you know, and I would still go to a radio interview this year and somebody would say, oh, so we're only getting to know you now. How long have you been in the industry for? Thinking I've only been here for about a year or two, you know, but it's because of the trial and error.
People don't see the struggle.
They don't.
People see only the.
By the time they know you and you're
overnight
arrogant
success.
and you don't want to talk to anybody.
because you're really hard for.
And then people wonder why, you know, I understand why most rich people are such loners.
Yeah.
Because
people don't get them. And
the that you go through before you actually
the shit.
oh yeah, the shit that you go through, you know, it's a lot. It's seriously a lot, you know, as a woman, as a black woman on top of that, you know, but look, we're still here.
Yeah.
And we ain't going anywhere.
And that momentum is building.
Yeah.
And it's because of people like you that energy is coming right. And for me, it's so important to have you on the show because there's young girls out there who are maybe having that dream of wanting to, even guys, young girls and guys out there, even maybe not even young, older people, you know, who still have
guys and girls out there.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen, who are out there and want to follow this dream, and you know, it's hard work, right?
Look, if anybody wants to be a fashion designer and the only reference that you have is fashion shows, you are so wrong. You know, like a fashion show literally is a walk down of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. But before that 5 minutes, it's literally a whole year of brand. You know, before you get your brand recognized, you know, before you can even get to that 5 minutes, it's years and years of building, being turned down, this and that, you know. So it's doable, but don't get into it because you think it's the easiest route.
Yeah. So you gotta love it. You gotta have you've gotta have a
look,
passion.
you don't have to love it. You have to really be honestly, you know, like I still get the look from my parents because they don't see the bank account, you know. But it's literally the passion that keeps me going, you know.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
And I really hope the passion stays. I really hope it moves into that. I saw some of your aprons that you did for my sister as well.
Oh yeah.
And those are super cool. She's wearing those in her food truck in the States every day. Yeah, so
I should have sold aprons in England.
You know, yeah, you definitely should have. No, but why not now?
Look, even the aprons. OCD again.
Yeah.
Marriage Material. Yeah. Look, it's all thought out.
You're codifying everyone, right?
Every single person. Everybody becomes marriage material.
Yeah.
So what about marriage material for guys?
Look, it's coming. It's coming because
I want it. I want some.
how do you it's like empowering the girl child while you're neglecting the boy child.
Sure.
You know, so
Something he's big on,
So I'm working towards it. It's just like I said, I can make male clothes, but I'm confident in the woman's clothes.
So you play with
So I'm selling I'm marketing the ladies. Because the guys pay the lobola, you know what I mean?
To anyone who wants to get into fashion, boy, girl, young, old, what would be the one piece of advice that you would give them from your experience?
To me, there is no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, I think within the arts, either you have it or you don't.
True.
You know, I think it's a harsh reality, but I think that's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, I used to think I would be a dancer, you know. But then I look at my niece now, who's the SA champ, and I'm like, shit.
I was not.
I was never gonna be that, you know. And because it comes so naturally to her. Designing is what comes naturally to me, you know. So that's why I'm saying there is no right or wrong way. Look, if you've got it, like some people are good at going to school, you know. To some I would say
Book
no.
smart,
You're good at that. I'd rather get a mentor instead, you know. So they look. I honestly think either you have it or you don't.
And you'll know.
Well, when you do, you will. You'll know. You'll know.
Well, you got it, girl.
You also got married material.
And clearly you've been manifesting it and bringing it and pulling it towards yourself. I wish you like all the success with the brand. We would love, first of all, I want a marriage material. When you start doing the ones for
I want the whole shebang.
my order.
With the aprons, they can help your marriage material.
I cook. So
And he cooks and eats.
Nothing wrong with that.
The day you make the first ones, consider the order placed. You just send an invoice.
Okay.
And just say, here's the stuff.
Come for
it's coming.
measurements.
Come for measurements, and then we just get it done. So
I'll hold you both to that.
no, definitely. There's no two ways
You
about
heard
it.
them, guys.
Yeah, and you guys can actually.
You got it first, right here.
Happening first, right here. If I want marriage material. Oh, I want
not the person, the actual
done.
material.
So is it Venzuse, ne?
It's Venzuse, without the apostrophe, as though it's written in French.
Yeah.
But you have to pronounce the E at the end.
Okay.
So it's at Venzuse.
Yeah.
Then my marriage material page is at marriage material by Venzuse.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, cool.
that's my favorite
Instagram,
page.
Facebook.
Yeah, it's both on Instagram and on Facebook.
Yeah, and then so
Not on Twitter yet. I think Twitter people are so mean.
it's a bit fast-paced.
No, Twitter's
Look,
fast.
I will get there, but
Yeah.
Facebook and Facebook is family. Instagram is for the bank account. I'm not ready for the Twitter street.
Somebody wants marriage material or something done by you, they get a hold of you, hit you up in the DMs, and how does it work? You set up an appointment, or what's the process?
Okay, they can either inbox me on my pages
Okay.
or email me
Okay,
or hit me up on WhatsApp
okay.
or call me to set up
So
an
we'll have all
appointment.
those details in the description.
To set up an appointment, then they'll come through for a consultation because that's when I get your energy, like an energy transfer.
I love that. That is so cool.
Between myself and the client,
Yeah.
you know, and then we take it from there.
Modilati is doing massive things in this space. Remember this face, remember the name, remember marriage material.
Yeah.
Remember Venzuse. Modilati, it was an absolute pleasure. I don't think we've had this much energy on the show. No, it's been honestly, it's been a really cool episode. I'm glad you got your episode 35.
I was so nervous in the beginning.
I'm glad we managed to pull through with your OCD and get the numbers right, because we were not gonna wait for 36. That was just like nope. So thank you very much. All the best in the future. We'll have all of your contact details on the show. We're going to put it into our social spaces as well. We love you. We're building a community of entrepreneurs that work together and have each other as business connections, as supply, demand, all of those things within the space. So that's the bigger picture of what we're doing within this space. And a year from now, when we have 100 entrepreneurs that we've worked with and funded and helped, you know, marriage material be flying off the shelves and
Having your own one-man show.
yeah.
You know, and I think that's another reason why I haven't launched, because OCD. You know, if it's not gonna be perfect,
It must be perfect.
So
a store in the future.
definitely.
Okay.
Just waiting to smile on that bank account.
And so there's another big one.
Look, online is a bit tricky still, you know, because I'm busy still training my brain to not rely on the customer's energy. You know, because I think that's one thing that I enjoy about my job. You know, that the whole consultation process. Whereas if you're online, you are just selling the ideas and people must just buy into it. You know. Whereas what I'm busy with now is tailor making it specifically for the client.
That's very dope.
But online in the future.
Yeah, cool. Watch out for her. Watch out for her, guys. Big things coming, I think, with the brand.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And we know that. Can we get invites now when we're doing the big shows and stuff?
Look,
front row seats, you know?
In your marriage material.
That's right.
What else can we wear?
So coming to a person near you, marriage material, guys. Thank you very much to Modilati Masipa. This voice of mine.
She just keeps just do the things, bro. She knows what's
It's
up.
not gonna fix it.
Okay. But we tried, you know?
We did try. With that said, I think we can wrap up episode 35 with an amazing soul, amazing energy, amazing design. So you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about marriage material because they need to know about it. I guess it's a wrap. I got 1 deuce.
2 deuce.
Double deuce.
We out.
Peace out.